Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. I'm Mike Amos, hoping that you're doing well this morning on a Friday as we head to the weekend and another weekend of college football right here in Titletown, Troy, Alabama. And of course, my guest this morning is no stranger. Forrest, how's everything going this morning?
All is well. All is well. I got up this morning, woke up about 4 o'clock, and I remember talking to you the other day. I said something about a pecan pie, and you said, "Oh, pecan pie."
Yeah, you're right.
So I've got actually 3 pies in the oven cooling off. I was going to bring them this morning, but they were too hot to handle. Once you turn the temperature off, you're supposed to leave them in the oven for about 3 hours. So they've been in the oven now for about an hour and a half.
Oh boy!
So they'll be ready after the show. I got 3 little small ones. One about 8-inch, one's about 6 inches, the other's about 2 inches or 3. But my big skillets, I've all got them out. I gave pecan pies away. One's in Birmingham, and it'll come to me back home this weekend. And I've got one across the street.
Where are you getting the pecan?
Well, I handpicked these from a little pecan tree in Crenshaw County, Alabama, and then I picked some off of the trees at the Brundage Country Club. We're loaded out there with them.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
But I've also have a pan I got to pick up at Elam Rogers. About a month or so ago, I gave one to a sweet lady, Miss Irene Carter. She lives out there in the Elam Rogers community. You know, she was married to Mr. Roy Carter.
Oh, yeah?
Sweet lady, Miss Irene, if you're listening, hello.
Yeah, no question.
But I got to gather my skillets. Got to get them back so I can fill them back up.
Yeah. Of course, we've got our Picket Show today, sponsored by our good friends at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks. And I just wanted to show my mask today because when you're outside your jurisdiction, or what, are you outside your own personal home or the area where you live in, your lot, whatever. Once you leave that, then it's your responsibility to wear one of these masks to keep the germs out. And well, I'm gonna wear it on and off today. It's easy to put on and off. And of course, that's in Troy's colors. And this weekend, what a football game we've got. And a lot of you folks from coastal Carolina have already moved in here. So I saw some moving. A bunch of motorhomes already set up over at Troy University, and they were cooking last night, and everybody's excited about the football game, and rightfully so. They're ranked 15th in the nation.
Well, we're going to see.
So you're exactly right, and they go head-to-head with our Trojans of Troy.
We got a phone call.
And of course, that call is coming in. Wait a minute, our phones are not around here right now. We're going to have to move it in. We got to move it in a little bit. I hope everybody can hear it. The phone is...
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come.
Here at Bill Jackson Chevrolet in Troy, we've been doing business the right way for 31 years. But don't take our word for it. We feel our customers express it the best.
Been honest in everything we've discussed with them.
When they say Jackson satisfaction, they really mean it.
The Jackson satisfaction is real.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Back to our show, brought to you by our wonderful people at P.S. Falk Furniture and Enterprise. And Andy Falk's been one of our prime sponsors for a long time on this show, and we appreciate him very much. Also, Green Hills Funeral Home, and of course, Benny, still thinking about that wonderful mother. She died last week. Benny's mom died at the sweet age of 100. Lived a beautiful life, and of course I knew her husband, and of course, you know, Benny, very good friend and very good sponsor of our show. And if you're watching this morning, you and Chrissy, our prayers and thoughts are still with you. I want to mention Earl's Glass this morning on South Brunny Street, and not only can they put glass in your windshields and in your home, they can also make that truck or car look better with the dents bumped out of them. And they have a wonderful body shop located right there on their premises. Bill Jackson Chevrolet, Bill Jackson Ford in Troy. And of course, still thinking about Bill Jackson. We lost him a couple of weeks ago, and Jim and the family, what a great man. Did you know Bill Jackson?
I have met him, yes, sir.
Oh,
sure
he was
did.
a great guy. Yeah. Great guy, great community guy, and tremendous businessman, and we're going to miss him. Last week, boy, it was really a close one that came down to a tiebreaker, and Forrest Lee, General Forrest Lee, is that who that is?
That'd been a good name.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have.
And you were named from Nathan B. Forrest. Is that who you were named after?
No, I was named after an uncle, Uncle Forrest McLeod. We got a phone
boy,
call.
What a beautiful setup we got this morning. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Tell you what, man, I was wondering when you're going to pick up the phone.
Oh,
well,
sorry about that.
We had technical difficulties.
Okay.
We got a beautiful setting this morning, a big wide setting. We got Forrest Lee on our show today, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to pick this, how the ones and losses. I had 38-31 from y'all.
No, we were 24-9.
24-9, y'all 24-9. But
one of the games didn't play. The Louisville game.
Yeah, that's right.
That game did not play.
The tiebreaker, though, was one we were really concerned about.
I think everybody picked Troy to beat Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Yeah, that's right.
Do you think Troy can win tomorrow if they had the ball for 17 minutes?
Oh boy, no question. And that was a tremendous effort on the part of Georgia Southern to hold it that long. But I tell you what, I can go back to a time when Troy held it that long on them. I think Troy held it on them one time for 43 minutes.
Wow.
And Troy won the game.
Troy's got to find a running game. I mean, that's something they've got to try to do in the next 5 games I think they have left. I mean, it's been really, really bad. I mean, to have B.J. Smith, you've got the Vidal kid out of Atlanta, you've got D.K. Billingsley out of Scottsville that worked for us for almost 1,000 yards last year. You got the Woods kid out of Gaston City. You got Charles Strong, the transfer from Texas A&M. I mean, where's the running game?
I don't know. They give up on it in a hurry. It's going to be a big week. Somebody told me that they're working all 4 quarterbacks this week. So it looks like.
Yeah, I think you've got to maybe change it up. If Gunnar Watson can't play, I wouldn't be surprised if we see somebody else this week.
Well, and it's not, and don't get us wrong, we're very proud of the efforts of Jacob Free, the young man out of Brantley, and he just was a little off this past week, but let me tell you what, I'll tell you one of the reasons was because Georgia Southern put a lot of pressure on him, and pressure will make anybody look sort of uneasy.
I will say, when he threw that last interception, that big number 94, that defensive lineman tried to slam to the ground.
He sure did.
Getting a personal foul on him, but Free got the best of him.
Free fought him. Free fought him. I watched it. You're right. That was the last play of the game.
Free ended up flipping him over.
He must, evidently he's related to some Frees from Elba that I know. You ever heard of Rudolph Free?
I tell you what, I watched an old man play quarterback last night, Phillip Rivers. He looked like he was in his 20s again against
he sure did
last night. Well, I tell you what, the Colts are physical on defense. Man, that was a physical game. Derrick Henry was stiff-arming defensive linemen and knocking them backwards. I mean, it's just crazy to watch him run.
Boise State redeemed themselves, I guess, a little bit.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have your starting quarterback back and 5 guys that had COVID are back.
Yeah.
You just don't ever know this year in college football.
Yeah, you're right. Of course, we got several games that will not be played this week, and we'll give you that information. Or at least the ones that we know are in that situation.
Mike, I think
we need to mention the Stallworth kid signed with Union yesterday, and then Mario White, the coach's son, signed with Florida State yesterday at Pine Little Bar. So congratulations.
He went in and signed. He's not going to be drafted, but he's going to play for Florida State.
Yeah, he signed with Florida State yesterday, but they've still got the season to play, so I mean he can still be drafted. It's just like Brian Meadows, initially.
Yeah, I know, and I understand.
Committed to LSU and then went to the draft.
Yeah, I got you.
We'd like to mention the John Slarman. We lost John yesterday. He was 45 years old, lost a battle with cancer, and I'd like to remember his wife, Miss Leanne, and his children.
Boy, he's a great guy. Great guy and great coach. Man,
Joseph, Benjamin, Matthew, and Evelyn. And her dad, Leanne's dad, was Joe Fetterspell. He played for Kentucky.
Yeah, I remember him. He was All-American.
He played in the National Football League for a couple of years with the Saints and the Colts. But John was all SEC. He was a 4-year starter at Kentucky. He was all SEC his senior year, 1997, the same year Peyton Manning was all SEC. Tim Couch was, I think, second team all SEC at that time. Hines Ward was all SEC. And the coach at Georgia, Kirby Smart, was all SEC that year. So
Slarman was an outstanding coach, but more than anything, it was just a wonderful man, great father, and he fought it like a champion.
Yeah, was he here 5 years?
He was here the whole time.
He was here 6 years.
6 years.
He ended up being the running game coordinator. He left here in 2013. Neil Brown is the reason he originally came and was on the staff back when Neil was just the receivers coach. It all happened because of Tony Franklin.
Yeah. He played for Bill Curry, and his last year he played for Hal Mummy at Kentucky. That was the head coaches he played for, but I'd like to remember his family.
So when Tony Franklin got hired by Pinckney, he brought in Slarman and he brought in Neil Brown. Neil was the receivers coach, Slarman was offensive line coach.
Yeah, that's good. Good to see you this morning, Mike. We've got Memphis and Navy will not play tomorrow. Neither will Ohio State and Maryland. Texas A&M and Tennessee.
UAB got canceled yesterday too. UAB North Texas.
I didn't know that.
Off the board. I mean, this is the worst time in the world because of the coronavirus in the United States. I mean, 160,000 cases yesterday. I mean, we could be at 200,000 cases a day when we used to be at 18,000 cases a day.
Gosh. But it doesn't seem like now.
It is really hitting the Midwest. All those areas that didn't get hit really hard initially are now getting hit tremendously.
Yeah. Texas, of course, went over the 1 million mark as far as people that were. But I reckon they proved positive for the virus. So that's sad. And I tell you that UAB is gone. North Texas and UAB are not going to play. Ole Miss and Mississippi State and Auburn are not going to play. Georgia and Missouri are not going to play. Air Force and Wyoming and We already mentioned Texas A&M and Tennessee. You know, that Texas A&M, Mike's playing pretty good football right now.
Yeah, they really don't have a chance to make the SEC championship. Alabama would have to lose twice. I don't think that's going to happen.
Tonight, Iowa plays Minnesota, and Florida Atlantic plays Florida International, and then East Carolina and Cincinnati play tonight. Those games are still on.
Then,
boy, jump all over Cincinnati. They're blowing out everybody they play.
They really are. They're a good football team. Want to mention, of course.
High-low arcs. What time do they play tonight? I guess that's the biggest game we need to talk about.
Well, a 7:00 kickoff from Delaney Kirby Stadium tonight.
It's going to be in Bessemer.
Oh, it is going to be. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
They're going to the Bright Star for dinner before.
Yeah. Crenshaw hosts Sparta Academy tonight from Evergreen. That's the Wayne Grant versus head coach is. Golly, just had his. He coached at Pike Live for a little while. Coached at Greenville High School.
Oh, you mean yeah.
Yeah, I'll think of his name in a minute. But having one
good guy.
Where's Jason Gregory today? I saw him on Facebook. He was building a birdhouse for his daughter.
Yeah. Hey, you need to tell him that he can't hide. He can't hide.
I stopped by the other day and got my oil changed there, Mike.
Well,
he did a great job there.
Well, good.
Yeah, he got my oil changed at Premier Dodge.
Well, now they had a special going on, $29.95, but also a special going on that would rotate your car, your tires and so forth. I think for $49.
Well, the total, that was about what it was. Yeah, I had my tires rotated, my oil changed.
Did you have to wait very long?
No. And Jason come by and he had a football that he had made, a Troy University football made out of wood. He also has an Auburn one.
Yeah.
And some prisoner up north makes these footballs in their little wood shop. And he got one somehow or another, and he carried me to his office, and we talked for several minutes, and we went over our scores, and we both finished 24-9. Now, did he pick a Florida score? We did a Florida score and a Troy score, so I guess whoever has the closest Florida score.
That was, let's see.
Did he pick
the final score was 44-28.
Yeah. I made a copy on my phone, and I picked Florida 38-17.
That's what. All right, that is the number I got from you. Now,
what did Jason?
Jason was 35-21. That's what his was, 35-21. What was the schedule?
Mine was 38-17. The final was what, 40?
44-28.
I think Jason will win then, is that right?
So Jason was 7 off on the Georgia score, and he was 9 off on the Florida score. And you were what? What was yours? 38?
38-17.
So you were 7 off on the 38. So you were 6 off on the Florida score, and then you were man, it's hard to do math early in the morning. You were God, what is that? 11 off on the Georgia score. So how does that factor in? That's the way we always do it.
Yeah. Well, 42-28.
17 off on, and then how many was Jason off? He was off 9, and then he was off.
Yeah.
7 more. Both y'all were off 16, weren't you?
Yeah, Jason was 42-28 on the Troy score, and then 35-21 on the Georgia score, Florida score. Yeah, how'd that work out?
I always do it on what the score was, how close you were to each number.
Okay. Then who gets the win?
What was the final? 42-28?
All right, Jason's figure was 42-28, picking the Troy Georgia Southern score, and then
it doesn't matter. Everybody lost that game.
Yeah, but he almost hit the Georgia score almost on the. He had them 35-21.
Yeah, but it's 44-28.
I know, but we're trying to figure out who wins the contest this week.
Well, he's 9 off on Florida. And then he's 7 off on the Georgia score.
Yeah.
That's 16. What's Forrest off?
I was was off 6 and 11, so I was off 17. He was off 16.
All right.
I guess he would win by 1 point.
Yeah, he'd win, but we still got a lot more to go, and we appreciate you playing the game. It's a lot of fun. Of course, we're going to be picking some scores for you. A few things happen that I don't hear about, and any of you out there know some of these people that that have passed away without me knowing friends, and I had one that passed away this past week, and I'm awfully sad about it, and I'm going to try to get by and see these folks later on today. Of course, nationally, Alex Trebek, who came into people's living room every day for, 35 or 40 years, it seems like. But, he finally died of this cancer that he had, and he's going to be missed. Of course, he was the head guy with Jeopardy, the game show. And then, of course, John Sutton, my dear friend, and Granny, I hope you're doing well. And, of course, John Sutton was my dear friend, and I knew he was sick, and I said, well, I'll get down there to see him, and I never did, and I never did when it counted.
Is that Mr. Fleming's father-in-law?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's her father. And
John
Fleming,
he called the show a lot.
John Sutton was a dear friend, and hey, it is nothing that thrilled me anymore for him to call up and say he caught a bunch of brim, or he was out there on his farm picking pecans, and he always had a smile on his face. He just loved his Lord, and he was very faithful in his church and faithful with his family, and he loved to go to the coffee shop and talk with friends, and he just had a way about him that made you feel good. He could fire me up every day just by seeing him at the coffee table.
I met him through his 2 grandsons.
Yeah.
David and Jason Fleming.
And he was a huge influence on them.
That's where I met, and they would load up, and every ball game that they were involved in, they'd be there.
They were all good ball players, and of course, John and Don Sutton, the Hall of Famers. He's the uncle, and he's the uncle to Don Sutton, and I'm sure he was probably at the funeral. And Ron Sutton, right here in Troy. Who's such a fine man and such a huge baseball guy. They all love John, Uncle John, and again, Uncle. A lot of people get this confused. They actually were they grew up in Clio, but then they Don and Ron and them moved to Pensacola. Or Canamont, or whatever they call
Cantonment.
that area down there. And he went to Tate High School, so did Ron. But they loved their Uncle John. And John, of course, worked for Toby Ray Chevrolet for many years. And a lot of I've had people tell me he was the best mechanic in Pike County, even up until his death. I mean, that he just was a wonderful, wonderful man, and I could just go on and on and on about Mr. John Sutton and not say enough,
Yeah, we used to hang out with them after Troy games, and before games, they used to tailgate a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. And he called. He said, "Mike, I just want you to know it's a beautiful morning down here in Brundage, Alabama, and I hope that you'll get on down here to see me. I'm gonna be drinking coffee up at Hardee's this morning," and that kind of attitude. And he was a proud father and grandfather. And again, our hearts and our prayers will always live up to the billing for that wonderful man, John Sutton. And again, my prayers are with the family today, and it's just. But we had that holiday and in the middle of the week, and I reckon it shut me down a little bit. So, but let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we got a huge football game this week with Coastal Carolina. Are they Mike? Are they the 15th or the 16th rated team in the country?
They're 15th in one poll, 17th in another poll. I'm actually following the Masters. The Masters is playing live right now. You got Paul Casey leading at 7 under. Webb Simpson's at 5 under. Shoffley's at 5 under. Justin Thomas is still on the course. He's 5 under. Of course, Tiger Woods shot 4 under yesterday. Tiger's the defending champion. A lot of people don't even realize that. It's been such a crazy year, but Tiger played lights out yesterday. Mickelson's even 2 under right now. So a lot of the older players are really playing the course well. That coverage is live on ESPN if you guys want to turn over and watch it.
Well, hey, listen, no, we don't. I want them to watch our show. What you doing, man? You gonna go ahead and pay for those sponsors? You gonna pay those sponsors for us this week?
I'm just kidding around with you.
Well, we also lost Mike William Bill Key Thompson Sr. Bill Thompson Sr. from the Spring Hill community.
Yeah.
He.
Well, I know that I knew
Bill Thompson.
I knew several Thompsons from down there. Ira Thompson was a good friend of mine. He died several years ago, and he had a beautiful wife, and she still lives on the farm down there. But who is this now?
This is Mr. Bill Thompson from the Spring Hill community. His daughter-in-law is Ruth Thompson, grandson Michael, granddaughter Melissa Bradford, David Bradford's wife is his granddaughter.
Okay, yeah, oh yeah.
Several great children.
That was Melissa's
granddaddy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Great people, and of course they live down there. You know, actually, like where you take a turn to go to Brundage from what I call downtown
Spring Hill.
Spring Hill, Alabama.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right.
My preacher's from Spring Hill, Mac Lowry, and he's proud.
He's in great shape. That rascal can rock and roll.
I told him the other day I want to be just like him when I'm not going to mention the age. But it's time to get ready for our scoreboard show, and I know a lot of people are waiting to say, "Come on now, when you going to do it?" But this is what I've got to pass this on to everybody. And we did this yesterday, but I'm going to do it again today. Mike, you say that the virus is at its very worst right now than it's ever been as far as cases are concerned. Now, it is good to know that a lot of people are finding out more and more and more about this dreaded disease or this virus that's going through here.
I mean, Forrest Lee just had it recently. He could tell us all about it. What were your symptoms, Forrest?
Well, the first day I was kind of lethargic.
How many days did it affect you until you started feeling back to normal?
The first couple of weeks I felt great, but you know, every now and then I would feel a little sluggish. But the first day I was kind of real sluggish. Then I ran a little bit of a temperature that night. That's the only day I ran a temperature. About a 99.2 was the highest it ever got. But coughed a little bit the first day, not much, and but then I got progressively better. I just kind of hung around the house and went outside and worked in the garden a little bit, did some woodworking, and
Did you have body aches or headaches?
I had a little bit of a headache, you know, the first day or two, but nothing extreme. I have O positive blood. You know, they say that's a good thing to have.
What do they say about O positive blood?
They say if you have O positive blood, it doesn't affect you as bad as it does other people. But I've got some friends here in Troy who were in their early 20s or mid 20s. They're healthy as a horse, and they had a very hard time getting over it as far as being lethargic for several weeks, things of that nature. But you know, I feel it's been about 3.5, almost 4 weeks for me now that but I feel real good.
And of course, did your family quarantine too?
Well, my wife, she had to quarantine, and then she tested negative to begin with. Then she later tested positive, and she had very minor symptoms, and she's She's back at work.
And she works with the health department.
She does, and she actually, that was some of the first cases in Troy that I knew of. There happened to be some there at the health department with some workers, and she was tested and tested negative then. Of course, they hadn't seen people inside the clinic for a long time. She does most of her work over the phone. But about 2 months ago, 2.5, 3 months ago, our daughter got it. She lives in an apartment here in Troy.
Oh, boy.
And but she's fine. And but you know, I feel I'm fortunate.
Yeah, I have no clue if I've ever had it or not. We know our nanny had it back in May. No, March actually. She had it back in March, I believe. So we're thinking maybe we had it way back then, but I don't know. I don't think I had it, but I think my wife and my girls maybe had it.
I guess if you ever have your blood drawn, you could get tested for the antibodies.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but they say it doesn't stay in your system, but only a couple months, I think is what somebody told me.
Have you ever been tested, Mike? It's nothing to it. I didn't feel a thing.
I've had my flu shot, but I hadn't.
Well, I tell you what, if I was married and had 2 children, I believe I'd be taking the shot. I'd be doing whatever I could to make sure I don't have it, you know.
Yeah,
I know this.
I don't know. I don't think I've had it yet.
I know this. This is where it should be right here. If you're outside the premises of your own home, going to the post office, drugstore, grocery store, doctor's office, those are the places that you need to definitely be wearing a mask. It's just like Big Al is this morning.
I tell you where you need to be wearing it is that Troy football game this weekend in that box.
That's right.
Make sure you have it on the whole time.
Yeah, I'm in the stadium club, but I can go outside, so I'm gonna stay outside most of the time. Is that right?
Yeah, you just need people to tell you. You need somebody to go in there and make your drink, and somebody there to go in there and get your food.
I
You just need to stay outside the whole time.
That's right. I'm gonna get my water and just go out to my seat.
Locally, Pike County, they host Montgomery Academy.
Yeah, big game.
Yeah, that's
tonight.
right down the road. So we've
Big
got
game
3
tonight.
big games in this area. Luverne's out.
Montgomery Academy.
Brantley host. Who does Brantley host?
Yeah,
So we got about 4 or 5 local games you can drive to.
I wonder if Mike Amos was doing that game, if he could physically climb up that ladder to the top of that.
Oh yeah, I remember that well. Yeah. All right, here we go. They're getting ready. They don't like each other. The right hand hurt him. But ladies and gentlemen, the hot wire.
Hey, Mike, I got you a pecan pie if you'll come get it.
What? Oh, man. Yeah,
Michael.
all the way. Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to Florida, are you? I made your daddy a pecan pie this morning at 4 o'clock. It's still in the oven.
About it. Big Al's getting ready, and of course, both teams are off this week because of the virus, and hopefully everybody's safe where the Tigers roam and where the Crimson Tide roams this morning. No football this weekend, but there will be.
Auburn's got 10 cases of COVID-19, so will they have to miss next week as well? Is the question.
Yeah, that's.
Well, you're right. Will they have to sit next week too? Those players, just those players. Is that right?
Sometimes you got to sit out 2 weeks, and then you got the contract tracing. That's what the issue is for all these teams are having to not play.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have some football games, and in just a moment, right after these messages from our sponsors, Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks on the bypass, we'll be back, and I'll tell you who's going to win this week in high school and college football.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
By its very nature, doing big things takes resilience and strength. You did the hard part. You did it, and will go farther still. Max is proud to be your champion, removing obstacles that get in your way. We make technology easy, saving and funds access uncomplicated, and provide help when and how you want it. You control your money with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Back to our show on Today in L.A., located on Prime Time TV, and of course, I want to mention we're on Facebook around the country, around the world, and we're trying to do the responsible thing. Wear our mask whenever we're at the bank, like First Citizens Bank right there, Luverne. If you walk in there, you need to have a mask on, and if you go to the grocery store, you need to have a mask on. If you go to the doctor's office or the veterinary clinic, you need a mask on. You go to the drugstore, you need a mask on. You go out to the ballpark, and everybody else has got a mask on. You put one on too. Make sure. We're trying to be responsible, Forrest Lee, and of course you've been there and done that, and it's evidently you had a slight case, but there's some people dying of this virus.
Well, it's, you hear it every day, especially across the nation on TV, about some of the strife and struggle people have gone through with it and have lost loved ones. And
you're a big guy. Did it bother you at all about your respiratory system? I know you probably stay in pretty good shape. You're a physical educator.
Not a whole lot. It took a while. I'd have a little bit of a cough, but that's typical for me though.
Yeah.
And with the goldenrod out, I've been outside, and when I do woodworking, I try to wear a mask when I do that because of the fine dust that especially when you're messing with cedar.
Yeah, exactly.
And but I've had surgery in the past for some nasal stuff and inside my throat, so I'm typically a sinusy type person anyhow.
All right, Mike, we're going to get started. We're going to get started, and as far as
I wanted to mention the greatest high school coach of all time is going for 300 tonight, Russ Probst. So
Russ Probst going for 300.
So hopefully he'll do it. Of course, he's down in Valdosta coaching now.
Yeah. Of course, we were talking about the coach at Five High School up in on Sand Mountain. He's already.
I'll pick 5.
I know, but he's already won 500, and he did it way before anybody else. So they don't lose up there much.
One of my best friends married a girl from Sand Mountain area, Albertville.
But listen, what I'm trying to get over to you though, it's not 5, it's 5. Can you say 5?
5.
It's 5. It's not 5. It's 5.
5.
Like that drink I just got through with, that Sprite. It's not Sprite, it's Sprite. You understand what I mean?
It's dinner or dinner.
Yeah.
What do you say?
All right, if you go to Sisters, and I was there yesterday, and with Will Matthews. Will Matthews bought me lunch yesterday, and he said he'd buy y'all lunch once he gets a chance. And we were down
do you have time to eat?
And Sisters.
Anybody coming up wanting him to sign autographs?
Yeah, a lot of people, girls, women everywhere said, "Is that him? Is that him?" I said, well, "Who are you talking about?" He's a card, no question about it. And he had that squirt bottle, and it had this orange drink, big old orange drink, and that was quite noticeable. And of course, he's our good friend, and we enjoy him.
I tell you what, whoever invented those things, I'd like to meet, because I enjoy those myself. There's a strawberry watermelon, I'm addicted to.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're good, and it makes you drink a lot of water, which is very important. Okay, we're going to get started. Let's get started. And there, as we mentioned, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that we know of that are not going to be playing. this week. And two of them, one of them's Alabama and the other one's Auburn. And
Well,
I know
you got the Masters quickly this weekend. That's what I told my wife. The only saving grace for Alabama LSU not playing is I'll be able to watch the Masters all weekend as well.
Yeah.
All right, I want you to write these down once you make the pick, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick Mike here, and we're also going to pick Jason here. And do me a favor, Forrest. Write down. Yeah. Just sort of give an idea of what Jason might take.
Well, I can run this out there to him.
All right, that'll be great.
I'll just take it to him.
All right, that'll be good.
I'll write his name on there. I fixed him a pie too.
Oh, he'll love that. He'll love that.
I would love to run it out there and go eat that KFC buffet. They still have that.
Yeah, they still have that. Yeah, but you can't go inside a KFC. I don't
Really?
think.
Oh, really?
Huh.
I think I'm right.
I thought the governor has put less restrictions.
I could be wrong, and if I am, please somebody do call in and tell us any different. I know I ate inside at Sisters yesterday, and the food was wonderful. And I took home a big plate for my wife, and we ate it last night. And we're so fortunate to have great places to eat around here. Then I had breakfast out at Julia's, and it was really good. Eggs over light. I had eggs over light with two big pieces of sausage, and it was delicious. I mean, it had to be our buddies down in Elba, or it could have been our buddies over in Evergreen that made that wonderful sausage. But link sausage with 3 eggs over light. You have to tell them to fry eggs. Big bowl of thick grits. I hate runny grits. I like thick grits, and it was perfect. Then I had 2 big pieces of fresh toast, and I put strawberry jam on it, And then they make their own cinnamon rolls at Julia's, and they are delicious. So I had me a big old piece of cinnamon roll and put it in a little thing and took it home with me along with some sausage and bacon.
Well, you ate at Julia's.
That is a tremendous breakfast out there.
You ate at Julia's, then you chomped down at Sisters. What'd you eat for supper? What'd you eat for supper?
I told him, I said, listen to this now.
You didn't eat anything.
I told him, I said, I ate a big breakfast, so I'm not very hungry. So I just wrapped up mine and ate it for supper last night. Of course, Will enjoyed his. All right, let's get started. Brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass. Ladies and gentlemen, they say it over and over again, and I'll say it over and over again. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody right here in Troy, Alabama. Here's a huge game. Now, you heard me say yuppie around here. I'm not really ridiculing anybody. A lot of folks that that grew up in a rich society, and these folks that go to Montgomery Academy, many of them are doctors and lawyers, children, and they're a private school in Montgomery. They call themselves the Montgomery Academy. Several years ago, a good friend of mine was the head football coach at Montgomery Academy, and he took a team down to Brundage to play in the playoffs. It was Montgomery Academy against Pike County High School Brundage, and his team upset. You remember that game?
Didn't Brundage beat them earlier in the year pretty bad?
I think they did, yeah.
They beat them like 3-0 or something like that.
And then Johnny Tatum, huh?
Coach Tatum, that's what.
Yeah, Johnny Tatum was the coach. A long time. He coached there for well over 25 years. And he told me later on, he said that was the biggest win in his history, to go to Pike County. Go to Pike County, and you're a bunch of yuppies from Montgomery, the Montgomery Academy. Let me tell you something. They don't know what they hadn't been hit like they're gonna get hit tonight, and I'm gonna try my best to go that game. That's gonna be a super game. My good buddy Coach Holland, they'll have his troops ready to go to battle, and for the pride of Pike County, Alabama, is the Montgomery Academy against Pike County High School. As far as you ought to get with me and we'll go together.
May do that.
and get down there close to the sideline and listen to the hits.
I want to be on this side of the
You
chain.
would be considered a celebrity.
I want to be on this side of the fence so
Yeah.
I could get out of the way.
Okay, I'm going to take Pike County in a huge upset. Montgomery Academy is undefeated with 11-0, and out of Montgomery and Pike County, they've got them listed at I want to say 6-3. I'll have to look.
Right.
Is that right? 6-3.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Montgomery Academy. You know, they can recruit.
They can recruit.
They've got all kinds of good athletes that they can bring into the school, and I don't ever remember them having a team this good ever. So Pike County 6-3, and Coach Holland does a great job down there in big, road win against Hillcrest Evergreen last week. But it's hard to beat a team that's playing this well. I'll take Montgomery Academy.
Okay, they're 11-0. Of course, they've got Pike County at 6-3. I'll tell you this: Pike County got a running back that can control the football. Coach Holland knows a lot about keeping the ball away. He coached with Wayne Grant all those years, and good basic fundamental coach. I just think it's going to be a giant upset. I'm going to take Pike County.
I'm going to take Montgomery Academy.
All right, Mike. Who do you like, Mike?
I already told you I took Montgomery Academy.
Okay, all right. I apologize. I'm sorry. All right, and I'll take Pike County. I know that's going out on a limb, but hey, that's going to be a great game. Get down there early. They'll swarm in here from Montgomery to this game because they think they can win a state championship. Anytime you're 11-0, hey, they're going to come because they think they're going to win, But I tell you this. If the coaches at Montgomery Academy better understand that this is a different breed of cat right here now. Hey, they'll knock your cookie off the table. I promise you. Okay, so that's going to be a big one to start it all off, and we're looking forward to it. Keith playing at Brantley, forget it. Keith, I know you're a basketball school out of Selma. I'm a Tucker Kilcrease guy. I'm gonna take the Brantley Bulldogs.
I'm gonna take Brantley.
I'm going with Brantley as well.
I will mention that the fact, at least I said I was going. Last week, Keith beat Fruitdale. Boy, that was a big one. Beating Fruitdale. Excuse me. I just that's the name of the school that they beat last week. But I just wanted to make sure of just one thing here. I thought it was op, but okay, all right. Everybody got Brantley.
Brantley.
Mike's got Brantley.
You got Brantley.
Okay, the next game is B.B. Comer at Abbeville, and B.B. Comer, of course, is located in Sylacauga. They call B.B. Comer. It's a mill school. Developed out of a big mill that was there in Sylacauga.
Was he a governor of Alabama, B.B. Comer?
Yeah, that's right. He was the governor of Alabama, and B.B. Comer, and he established a colony. It's a colony where Comer is, and they're a good football team. And again, now this is a hard-nosed football team, but hey, Abbeville is loaded. They finished the season 9-1, and Abbeville might play for it all. It's going to be a great one. You know what? We could have either an Abbeville Brantley game or a Abbeville GW Long game. We'll look at that, and then another possibility is Slocum. Slocum 10-1. Trinity's got a great team, so we'll watch that real close.
I'll take Jimmy Raines.
Jimmy Raines, the Abbeville Yellow Jackets.
I'll take Abbeville.
I guarantee you, I bet you might see Jimmy. He's got to be proud of this Abbeville team. He loves his community. I know that. I've known Jimmy Raines for years and years, and he is a proud guy, and he's proud of who he is and where he's from. Okay, who do y'all like?
Abbeville.
Everybody takes Abbeville, and rightfully so.
I do know Braxton Comer, though, one of the descendants from Mountain Brook. He's a really nice guy.
Isn't it Braxton Bragg Comer? Was that B.B. Comer? Is it Braxton Bragg?
Yeah, okay. All right, everybody took Abbeville, no question about it. Okay, our next game has G.W. Long of Skipperville playing at Lynette, and I'm telling you, this is going to be quite a ball game. I got a good friend of mine that graduated from Lynette. Auburn, over the years, has had 4 or 5 quarterbacks to come out of Lynette. Bobby Hunt was one of them. Malin Kent was another one. Richard Wood was another one. Tommy Brewer was another one. Tommy Brewer.
They got the coach's son from last year, Christian Story.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a lot. It's quarterback you against G.W. Long, Mike. Who do you like?
I'll take Lynette.
Lynette, okay, against G.W. Long. Who do you like here?
I'm gonna take Lynette. I think they're playing at Lynette. I just think.
You know, it's almost like last night picking a game on the blue field. I mean, it ought to be against the law to pick a game against G.W. Long, the most prolific, ladies and gentlemen, G.W. Long of Skipperville, the most prolific high school baseball program in the state of Alabama.
I would agree.
They have won more state championships than anybody at G.W. Long. What are those boys' names, Mike?
I think they won 14. Wade Miller's the guy.
The Millers, their dad brought baseball into Skipperville, and it hasn't skipped a beat since. I tell you, I hate it. I'm gonna take G.W. Long. I'm gonna go with the home folks. All right, everybody else took Lynette. Is that right?
Yeah, they're the Rebels.
Okay, they took Lynette. Okay, Trinity of Montgomery. That was interesting to know how many Auburn quarterbacks came out of there. Tommy Brewer now played at Troy. He played with me at Troy. Trinity of Montgomery against Slocum. Slocum has their best team in their history. They're 9-1. Can you believe Slocum is 9-1, Mike?
Where's this game being played?
Slocum.
This game is going to be played at Slocum, home of the Red Tops.
Yeah, you know, Trinity can recruit as well. Man, I'm going to go with Trinity.
Okay, you're right, and that's going to be Trinity's 9-2, and I was looking at that the same way you were on that. But you know what?
I'm gonna pick Slocum.
I like the Red Tops.
Tomato country.
They have come so far already, and I'm gonna take. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Slocum.
I wonder if they serve tomato sandwiches in the concession stand.
Yeah, that's right. Slocum Red Tops. The reason they're called Red Tops is because of the tomatoes, but also they're big in strawberries too.
Really?
Okay, so all right, Mike, who did you take?
Trinity.
Trinity. You took Trinity of Montgomery. The Yuppies against Slocum. Now they'll be eating at the same hamburger joints that right here in Troy. They'll be eating hamburgers after the game.
I've had a lot of friends that have gone to Trinity over the years. It's a good school.
Yeah, the Gaylords went to Trinity. All right, anybody? All right, Forrest, who do you have?
I'm gonna pick Slocum.
All right, you went and picked Slocum. I picked Michael picked Trinity, and I picked Slocum. Okay, here's another one. It seems like we've got forever. Op at Catholic High School of Montgomery. The Op Bobcats have got a quarterback that can fling it, Mike. Well, what do you think? Or sling it?
Yeah, Ops had a good year. I'm gonna go all Montgomery though. I like all these Montgomery teams. I like how they can recruit. They all have really good coaching. Of course, Catholic blew out Charles Henderson earlier this year, but a lot of people did that. I'll take Montgomery Catholic.
That's a good one right there. Who do you like here, Forrest Lee?
Yeah, gracious. It's like at Catholic. I'm gonna pick Catholic.
You know, Catholic's got a very good team. The last 2 years they've had a good team. Playing at Catholic, I'm gonna take Catholic too, even though this Op team can really throw the football. Mike, who do you like?
I'm going all Montgomery, man. I'm taking another Montgomery team.
All right, you're gonna take Catholic of Montgomery. Everybody's in the playoffs. Okay, here's a goodie. Pike Road, undefeated, ladies and gentlemen. It's a new school, but they haven't missed a beat. They're 10-0. They play, but ladies and gentlemen, dum dum dum. Let's see, what would be a good song? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, no way, UMS Wright of Mobile is going to wear Pike County out. And I'll tell you something else about UMS Wright, Mike.
Pike Road, not Pike County.
Pike Road, yeah. Excuse me, Pike Road. I'm sorry about that. But this bunch is loaded to the hilt right now.
You know, UMS Wright, though, a lot of people don't realize they've lost 4 games.
I know, that's what I was going to tell you. That doesn't mean a thing, though.
Yeah, Terry Curtis has won over 300 games, considered one of the greatest coaches in high school history.
And we talked.
I'm going to go Pike Road, though.
All right, Mike goes with Pike Road, and this is the new school. UMS Wright, Forrest Lee, plays in that Mobile area. They play a very, very tough schedule. You know, just on both sides of them, you've got St. Paul's and you've got Mobile. I mean, they've got several big.
You got McGill School, you got Mobile Christian, where Ronnie Cottrell coaches. They're all right there together.
And they're all right there on the same strip. And so what I'm saying, the schedules they play, I'm gonna pick the upset. If they're playing in Mobile, if Pike Road, let's just say this, if Pike Road can win this game, they can win the state championship. And
the problem is you're going to have to deal with those Mobile officials, and I've always heard that's a nightmare.
Well, you're right. You're taking Pike Road.
Yeah.
All right. Forrest, who do you like?
I guess technically another Montgomery school.
I'm going to take Pike Road.
You're right. It is a Montgomery school. Pike Road's a Montgomery school.
I'm going to pick Pike Road.
All right. If Rice was here, he'd be picking Pike Road. All right. Here's a goodie. The Andalusia Bulldogs, Mike, are going to no man's land, and I mean no man's land. If I had a map, I would show it to you. The no man's land is in Clay County. It's a national reserve there, and you don't see many car lights. You don't see many of them. But this is the scary part. You don't see many security lights on poles either. You don't see any light at all, but your own driver's light.
You keep on getting this mixed up with Clay Central of Ashland.
Oh, I sure did. I did.
This is Clay Saltville, Birmingham, Pinson area.
No, it's not.
This is Clay Saltville's right next to Trustville.
Mike, no, that's
this
not.
This is Central Clay.
It's Central Clay. You're the one that's
They're
wrong,
playing
Mike.
Andalusia.
That's Clay Saltville was playing Andalusia.
No, Clay Chalkville's like.
You remember going to that game, Mike, where Charles Henson played Central of Clay? This is the same school that Jim Jackson.
Yeah, I remember the game. I thought for some reason that they were playing Andalusia.
No, when Lineville and Ashland combined their schools to call it Central Clay, they've been tough. They won several state championships ever since. They play host to the Andalusia Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's right.
They're going up against Danny Horn.
That's right, Andalusia.
That's won all the state championships.
Yeah. Yes. Andalusia's 8-3 and Central Clay is 10-1. The game's played in Lineville.
I'll go Central Clay.
All right, Mike takes Central of Clay. I tell you what, I like the Andalusia Bulldogs, but Central of Clay has been there so many times. I'm going to take Central of Clay over the Andalusia Bulldogs. Andalusia, with my mayor, he has given them one of the most beautiful what?
Earl Johnson.
Earl Johnson has given them the most beautiful stadium in the country. And at Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, nobody does it better than Andalusia. They've got a giant tree, something like 25 or 30 feet tall, with beautiful lights on it. And they got the whole town decorated for Christmas. Last year, over 100,000 visitors visited Andalusia during Christmas.
Wow.
That'll help your business out, won't it? Yeah. Beautiful. But they got a brand new football stadium now with AstroTurf or all-weather surface, and now they got to get on. And I guarantee you, they'll get on some Trailways buses to make this trip, because it's a long one, long trip to make. I couldn't tell them how to get there either. I don't think.
I'm gonna pick Central of Clay County.
Okay, everybody took Central of Clay. Andy, go up there and beat them. Jacksonville, Alabama. Jacksonville, Alabama at Alabama Christian. This is the best season Alabama Christian has ever had, Mike. They have really played well.
Man, I don't know anything about this game.
Well, you know a little bit about Alabama Christian.
We haven't picked an Alabama Christian game all year.
Jacksonville, Alabama, 7-3 at Alabama Christian. They got a quarterback that is big time, Mike.
I guess we'll take ACA.
All right, Mike's gonna take ACA.
Another Montgomery school.
You're right. You're exactly right. This 3A is just full of Montgomery schools. You're exactly right. And Mike takes some too. So Alabama Christian. So in that class now with OP, you got Catholic and OP. You got UMS and Pike Road of Montgomery. And then, of course, you've got Alabama Christian just in that classification that we know the schools pretty well.
I'm going to try Alabama Christian.
All right, he's going. Forrest is going with Alabama Christian, and that will do it for the high schools in our area. And if we missed somebody, I will apologize. But I don't think we did.
What about Pike Lib?
Well, Pike Lib, yes, exactly. We better pick up Pike Lib, haven't we?
And Crenshaw.
Boy, oh boy, yes, sir. What am I thinking about? Pike Liberal Arts playing.
I don't know. We got 28 minutes left to pick all the rest of these colleges.
I know, we're in good shape. We're in good shape. I'll put a line right there in the middle.
And you got Sparta versus Crenshaw.
I think Pike Liberal Arts playing Bessemer Academy and playing them in that jamboree, they only got beat 13-7, and offensively, they've got to be so much better, and you know, under Coach Mario White, I mean, I would think, you know, they didn't really probably know the offense and probably were a little jittery that first game. I think they'll go to Bessemer Academy and win. I'm going to take Pike Liberal Arts.
I think they're playing very well, and so is Bessemer. And of course, you know, Bessemer is that big school up in Birmingham.
Bessemer just got blown out by Scambia Academy. Of course, that game didn't matter because they're a 2A. Scambia is. That's Hugh Fountain, the great Charles Henderson coach. I like Pike Liberal Arts to win tonight. I like Pike Liberal Arts too. Of course, the shortstop there, Mays, Mario Mays, just signed a baseball scholarship to play for Florida State.
Yeah.
So you don't get much better in baseball. Of course, that comes up later. You got to give Coach White and Mays White credit. I mean, who in the world would let their son be a starting quarterback playing football when this guy?
You're right.
Is one of the top 100 baseball players in the country.
I know.
I mean, credit to that kid. That kid must be extremely tough and loves his dad a lot to play quarterback and take credit to that kid.
You're right.
And of course, you know, they've got all these transfers that have come in, and you know, they did it to win a state championship, and I think they'll get to the championship game.
Yeah. Well, and ladies and gentlemen, the championship games will not be played in Troy, Alabama. They'll be played at Crampton Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama, starting on Friday, not this week, but Friday night, a week from tonight. The winners will start playing at 12 o'clock for one classification, then at 3:30, then at 7:30 for the championship games of the Alabama Independent Schools. I'm going to take Pike Liberal. Mike took Pike Liberal. Who do you like, Forrest?
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna pick Bessemer.
Okay, he wants to.
That's not much of a live. Josh Wright, a tremendous coach, won several state championships in Bessemer Academy. And Bessemer Academy, if you were having a line on it, would be the favorite. At Bessemer Academy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go ahead and take Wayne Grant, Crenshaw Christian as well to go to the state championship game.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going up against
Sparta.
Who?
Sparta.
Sparta.
Sparta, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take Crenshaw.
And my buddy, I want to congratulate
Hudson is
Coach
coaching.
Hudson. I want to congratulate him
At Sparta.
on a big year. But I think Wayne Grants is just loaded, and it'll be a good game. Sparta will go in there and play them tough. But that game is actually played in
Luverne.
At Luverne?
Yes.
Okay, that's something we didn't have. They didn't have that information on where that game was going to be played.
That's what I was told yesterday. I'll check it out too.
All right, so we're on to college.
Yeah, everybody took Crenshaw. Then, okay, we'll go to colleges now. We're going to take a short break. We're brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks. This is the Premier Troy.com Picks of the Week, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
By its very nature, doing big things takes resilience and strength. You did the hard part. You did it, and will go farther still. Max is proud to be your champion, removing obstacles that get in your way. We make technology easy, saving and funds access uncomplicated, and provide help when and how you want it. You control your money with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
H.T. Fountain in the Arkansas locker room the other day.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, these signs, you have seen them up everywhere in this part of the country, you know, from north to south to east to west. You are looking at this Jesus 2020. Jesus 2020. And an Alabama church's Jesus 2020 campaign has gone nationwide with election-style yard signs now on display in most states. It started in July when several women at Sampy Memorial Baptist Church in Raymer, a town about 20 miles south of Montgomery, got together to talk about ideas for ways to make people feel included in church despite the coronavirus lockdown. Martha Sykes, a elementary school teacher, suggested yard signs encouraging people to take a stand for Jesus. And ladies and gentlemen, we just decided we knew we would start a campaign for Jesus so people could see it and be a part of it, said lifelong church member Joyce Hubbard, who worked as a utilities manager in Raymer. Hubbard then hit upon the idea of using election-style red, white, blue Jesus 2020 campaign signs. And ladies and gentlemen, the rest is history. It has gone all over the Southeast, all over the nation. Jesus 2020, and I'm all for it, and I hope that
he's got my vote.
And I tell you what, yeah, get mine too. This sign's going up in my yard as soon as I get home. Want to mention?
You got to ask your wife that first, if you can do that first.
Well, let me tell you this: if you don't love the Lord, hey, I can understand it. But if my wife loves the Lord, Mike, your mama loves the Lord. All right, let's get started. College football at its very best. Iowa, they play this game tonight, don't they?
I believe so.
Forrest Lee?
Yes, sir.
Iowa at Minnesota, and Iowa just worked all over Michigan State this past week.
35-0 at the half.
You don't know which team because at the same time, Minnesota won a big ball game. Who do you like here, Forrest?
The Hawkeyes.
1 and 2.
I'm going to pick Iowa.
All right, he likes Iowa. I'm going to take Iowa. Who do you like, Mike?
I'll take Iowa.
And I'll take Iowa. Okay, another big one is East Carolina at Cincinnati. I think this is a no-brainer here. Cincinnati's undefeated.
WKRP, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's 28-point favorite. I'll take Cincinnati.
Yeah. Here's a good one right here now. Northwestern at Purdue. And this game is a toss-up. Both of them are playing well. Now, the Purdue coach has been quarantined. Is he off quarantine now?
Let's see.
Yeah, he's back now. Northwestern's 3-0 for the first time, I think, ever to start a season in the Big Ten. I'll take Northwestern.
Okay, Mike Amos takes Northwestern. I am too. They're a well-coached football team, but they are playing at Purdue.
I'm going to pick Northwestern.
Okay, that was a smart move on
I picked them last week.
And they have been pretty good. Wisconsin at Michigan. This should be a good game. Who do y'all like here?
Well, I'll tell you what, I am done picking Michigan and Jim Harbaugh. I'm taking Wisconsin.
All right. Forrest, who do you like?
The Big Red Wolverines of Wisconsin.
All right, yeah, I like that Big Red thrashing machine too. But you know.
Are the Wolverines or the Badgers?
Badgers. I'm sorry.
But it's the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah,
what's tougher, a Badger or a Wolverine?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. When you go against Michigan like we are right here, it's when they play their best. But they have not had a good year. They opened up looking good, but they haven't looked good since.
I watched every play against Alabama last year, and I thought that they were pretty talented. I thought, they're not too far away. But man, they're.
Well, he told some people just this week is that we're very close. We're very close.
I think his brother's a better coach than him.
Yeah, oh yeah, I like him too. Those signs. Somebody just asked, how do you get one of those signs right here? It says, the campaign was never built about raising money, and the church doesn't seek donations for the signs it bought and gave away. Although the printer does charge for them, we haven't asked any donations. Hubbard said, we have just been giving the signs away. We had over a half of what we spent donated us. Raymer is located between, but not on, US 231 and 331, which are routes to the beach. And hopefully you'll get one of those signs to put it up in your yard. Okay, TCU and West Virginia. Coach Brown, I've gone against him every week, and he's beat me every week. Who do y'all like here?
Yeah, usually when West Virginia wins, Troy wins. Neil Brown and Chip Lindsey have the exact same record since Brown left and Lindsey came to Troy. I like West Virginia to win this one.
Mike likes West Virginia. All right, Forrest, who do you like?
I'll take West Virginia.
West Virginia, I tell you what, Patterson is not going to let Brown beat him. Patterson at TCU, give me TCU to win the game. Okay, Florida plays at home. I've got this wrong here. Florida is playing at Florida this weekend against Arkansas.
It's one of the few SEC games we're going to actually have. This is a interesting game. Felipe Franks, Arkansas quarterback, played at Florida for years and got injured. Then Trask came in and took his job, and he never got it back. But Franks is playing well with Arkansas. I don't think they have any chance to beat Florida, though. I'll take Florida.
Okay, I feel the same way. I think they just outnumber them. I'll take Florida.
Yesterday afternoon on the SEC channel, they did a little blurb of Arkansas and their big win over Tennessee. And in the locker room, the players were dancing around, and H.T. Fountain plays for Arkansas. He's a backup snapper.
Yeah.
And he was in there. I said, there's H.T.
Was it?
But I hope they jubilant this Saturday, but I feel like Florida will win. So I picked Florida. But it was good to see H.T. on TV.
Yeah, it sure was. No question about it.
So, what did you tell that story? He came from like some Division III school and is a snapper?
Yes, he graduated, I forgot the name of the school, somewhere in Kentucky. It was Division III or something like that. And they went far in the playoffs, but he was their starting snapper. Now, his uncle, I believe it's Scott, is an assistant coach at Arkansas.
That's
well,
right.
H.T. walked on, and he's the number 2 snapper in case
Isn't
something
that
happens
great?
to the regular snapper. He wears number 39.
That's great. That's great.
H.T. Fountain. This is his last year of collegiate football.
All right, everybody took Florida, is that right?
Yes.
Vanderbilt at Kentucky. Going to be a lot closer than people think, but I'll take Kentucky.
I think Kentucky's going to win it for Coach Slarman and family. They got their hearts heavy, but
what a
I
great
think
guy.
Kentucky will win this game.
What a great guy. A super individual. And our prayers and our thoughts go out to his family. And a lot of people are hurt everywhere.
They said the last game he coached was Tennessee when Kentucky just blew off Tennessee 34-7.
Yeah, and they gave him the game ball.
They knew then that it was really bad. So
Well, I tell you what.
For these players, Troy's got a couple other guys on that staff that were that played at Troy for Slarman. I'll have to look up those names. I know one of them's Josh Pruitt.
Yeah.
Played tight end, is on that staff.
Yeah. Okay, Florida State at North Carolina State, and just shoot in here because one of them got to have some relief. I don't know who's going to win this game. North Carolina State had Miami beat in the last 3 minutes, and Miami came back and beat them.
I'm going to pick North Carolina State. I read yesterday where Florida State lost 4 more players, some to injury and some transferring out.
I'm going to take North Carolina State. They played well all year long, but I don't know. I don't know about this one. I'm going to take North Carolina State. Mike, who do you like?
Yeah, this is pretty easy to me. North Carolina State.
All right, and they're playing at North Carolina State. That makes a big difference too. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's a big one here. I don't think I hear people say, they're going to play Boston College, and Boston College is going to play them tough. Well, Notre Dame will beat Boston College 3 touchdowns. Who do you like here, Mike?
I like Boston College to play it close. I think Notre Dame coming off that big emotional win against Clemson, and I don't know how many players they probably have to have COVID. I don't know how you could storm the field with 15,000 people and players not probably get COVID. I don't know how many they're sitting out, but nothing's really been said about it. But I think Boston College will play pretty tough, but I'll take Notre Dame.
The battle of the Catholics, and Boston College is a Catholic school, and Notre Dame's a Catholic school. They've always had a rivalry that was, like you said, Boston College always have played them tough, but I can't see Boston College beating Notre Dame, so everybody's going to take Notre Dame. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a short break. Brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass. Remember, nobody can beat a Premier deal. Nobody.
Seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
I might can help you with that.
I think we're back.
Back to our show, and boy, what a big game we got in Troy tomorrow, starting at 11 noon. That's awfully early to play a football game, though, isn't it?
Tell you what, that was the quickest commercial break in the history of commercial breaks. We're already back.
Yeah, and the one thing about it.
We need to make your commercial breaks longer.
Yeah, I know exactly. You know, Coastal Carolina and Troy, we'll be talking about that in a minute. And of course, it'll be our Pickett game. Wake Forest at North Carolina. Wake Forest plays hard, Mike. They got a good coach. North Carolina, you don't know what team's going to show up with North Carolina. A lot of people think that if the Wake Forest quarterback that transferred to Georgia had played, Georgia might be undefeated right now.
North Carolina's a 14-point favorite. This game's on the ACC network at 11 a.m. I'll take North Carolina.
Mike takes North Carolina against Wake Forest. I'll take them to win the game, but I think that's way too many points there.
I'll pick North Carolina.
All right, Forest.
The Tar Heels.
And Miss Lee, I want you to know I do want a Italian cream cake baked for me for Thanksgiving Day, please, ma'am. Pass the word, Danny. I want your mama to make me one of those wonderful Italian cream cakes. Yeah, maybe that'll do it. Last time I bought one, I got it and I backed in the neighbor's post office box. Right. So not only did I buy a cake, I bought a new mailbox.
You just told on yourself.
Oh my God.
I hope that was enough.
I see a really interesting game. How can Virginia Tech be a 2.5-point favorite against Miami?
A lot of people are saying that. You're exactly right. A lot of the people are saying that.
Does Miami have a lot of COVID issues?
I don't know. I know this, that Miami was trailing by 10 with 3 minutes left to go in the game, and they came back and beat North Carolina State. Their quarterback, a lot of people like their quarterback. You're right, this is going to be a close one, but something Las Vegas knows that nobody else knows, evidently.
Yeah, that's weird.
Who do you like here? We got to move on.
I'm going to pick the Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes. Boys,
I'll take Miami as well. I think you're going to see Rhett Lashley, the former Auburn offense coordinator, get a head coaching job. He's done a great. Did
you know that Miami's lost only one game? Hey, I'm gonna go with Vegas. I'm gonna take Virginia Tech to win the game. I'm gonna take Virginia Tech to win the game, Mike. And you took Miami. All right, Louisville and Virginia. Are they gonna play? I don't believe I have that.
They didn't play last week. You had them last week, but they're supposed to play.
Did Louisville play last week, or did they get beat?
No, they didn't play. You had them down.
Okay, all right. Yeah. This is going to be a good game right here. I'm going to take Virginia at home.
I'm taking Virginia.
Virginia at home. What? How about you, Mike?
Virginia.
All right, Mike takes Virginia at home. Okay, USC, the University of Southern California, playing at Arizona. Who do y'all like?
I'm going to take Southern Cal.
Southern Cal's a 14-point favorite. I tell you what, I'm just not a big fan of Kevin Summerlin.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, and they're playing on the road. They're actually playing on the road and asking 14 points.
Yeah, USC's 14-point favorite.
Who coaches Arizona?
Kevin Summerlin, the former Texas A&M.
You know, I don't think they'll win the game, but that's way too many points there, I think.
I don't know.
All right, Mike Amos, everybody took USC, is that right, Forrest?
I did. Mm-hmm.
All right, Forrest Lee, who do you like here? Indy at Michigan State. What Michigan State team is going to show up?
I'm going to take Indiana.
All right, you going to take Indiana? Yeah. They're red hot right now. They're undefeated.
Yeah, I'll definitely take Indiana.
All right, playing at Michigan State. Michigan State has pulled off some already, but I think that Indy's going to get them. All right, mark through this next one. This is going to affect UAB's whole schedule, Mike. What are they going to do? We're talking about North Texas and the UAB have canceled their game.
Yeah, I think this is only their first cancellation. They'll be able to play it probably on December the 12th.
Okay. Is Alabama and LSU going to be able to correct their problem? Or will they be able to play?
Only way they that can happen is if they change their schedules where
Get another team to change their schedule?
Yeah. If Alabama has Kentucky, Auburn, Arkansas left, but there's a chance that maybe one of those teams could be scheduled on the 12th, and they would move one of those other games off.
And you know what? It might be some money involved there. I would think whoever moves their schedule would probably get a hunk of money from one of those schools.
Well, I think Orgeron's upset that everybody said Alabama was going to win by 70, and that they were, basically scared to play Alabama, so he wants to play the game. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, South Carolina is going to be looking for a new head coach, but you know what? They won't get one because they can't afford the buyout. That's the thing about it. These buyouts are so much. He can go without winning a game, and they still won't get rid of him. Ole Miss at home against South Carolina. I'll take Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
But South Carolina, this would mean a lot to them to win that game. I'll take Ole Miss. You same way, Forrest?
Ole Miss.
All right, Ole Miss. And the final, well, no, it's not our final game, but by any means, we got Troy coming up. Penn State at Nebraska, and Penn State is off to their worst start in maybe forever, playing at Nebraska. But Nebraska, Mike, they need a win bad, don't you think? Playing at Nebraska.
Penn State's got way more talent than Nebraska, you'd think, and Nebraska hadn't won a game either. For some reason, though, I feel like Nebraska is more hungry to win. I'm going to take Nebraska.
I'm going to take Nebraska. Who do you like, Forrest?
I'm going to go against the flow.
All right, you're going to take Penn State. He said that we are Penn State. Okay. All right, this is the last one, I think, here. This is Coastal Carolina coming to town, and welcome to Troy, Alabama, you folks from Coastal Carolina. And my son-in-law was born and raised right there, right there in the colony, right there off the ocean, and he's a fine young man. And if they weren't playing Troy, I'd probably root for them.
They said they have 80 golf courses in a 20-mile radius.
80 golf courses in a 20-mile radius. And there's a new bowl game coming up there, too, that Johnny Williams is involved in. Mike, what's the name of it? Do you know the name of the bowl game? It's the Carolina Bowl, Coastal Carolina Bowl.
Pretty easy. It's the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
The Myrtle Beach Bowl, that'll tell you. All right, Coastal Carolina is undefeated. They had a pretty tough game against South Alabama last weekend, but this team is...
South Alabama plays Louisiana Lafayette, if you want to add that one.
All right, we will. All right, let's get Coastal Carolina and Troy in the tiebreaker. I'll take Troy to win in a huge upset here. I'll take Troy 34 to 27. 34 to 27. I'm taking Troy. All right, who do y'all want? Who do y'all like?
Okay, I'll go.
This game is a real mismatch physically on offensive and defensive lines. Of course, Troy lost this game in overtime last year, controversially, to Coastal Carolina. The thing that scares you about Coastal Carolina is, Troy got beat at home by Georgia State. And the next weekend, Georgia State played host to Coastal Carolina.
Got to be 51-0.
Yeah, Coastal Carolina beat them in Atlanta 52-0. So, kind of a mismatch here. I feel like Troy seems like they almost play better on the road than play at home. I think Coastal wins this game. I think Troy plays them close for maybe 2.5, 3 quarters. I think Coastal's going to win 48 to 31.
48 to 31. 48-31. Coastal. Who do you like here?
I got 45-21 Coastal.
Coastal Carolina.
45-21 Coastal.
Yeah, Troy just is not, I feel like, playing well enough to stay close for. I don't think this will come down the wire. I think this will be a pretty tough win.
Well, it's been a good, despite having 8 teams that are not going to play this week, it still looks like a good arrangement of college football games for you to take a look at tomorrow. It's starting with 11 o'clock kickoff from Veterans Memorial Stadium right here in Troy. Get there early. Tickets are on sale right now for $30 a ticket. $30 a ticket. That's going to be the cost to get in the game. So if you haven't bought your tickets, go by the ticket office and buy your tickets today. Again, they're $30.
Who knows who's going to play quarterback for Troy? So that's interesting.
We don't know, but still, there are tickets available at the university. So go by the ticket office and get your tickets at $30 per ticket, which is it's a steal for a good college football game.
Has been postponed.
What?
No Troy game tomorrow. It's been postponed.
Oh no! I've been stunned.
How can you postpone it this late?
I've been stunned. Come here, tell me about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we just heard it. Keep us on the air. Keep us on the air. If you will, Steve, keep us on the air.
No, Coastal Carolina's probably already traveled.
I hate that.
How can you postpone on a Friday?
Steve, what do you got there?
Man, something major must be wrong here. This is unbelievable.
Boy, oh boy.
You can't postpone a game on a Friday. You got to let somebody know by like a Wednesday.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's postponed. It just got announced.
Oh me.
Boys football game scheduled for this Saturday, November 14th against number 15 at Veterans Stadium has been postponed due to a combination of positive COVID-19 tests and injuries to specific position groups within the Troy football program. So this is on Troy. Troy, Coastal Carolina, and the Sun Belt Conference are working together to reschedule the game, which will be announced later today. While postponing that game is never easy decision to make, it was the correct one. This instance is health and well-being of our student athletes and staff, and of the utmost importance to Troy Athletic Director Brent Jones. I would like to recognize and thank the Sun Belt Conference staff and officials of Coastal Carolina for the collaborative approach and effort to come to a very difficult decision. I would be remiss if I did not thank our amazing staff and medical professionals, athletic trainers for their expertise in guiding us through these unprecedented times. Troy's next game will be at home against Middle Tennessee State, and Troy was going to be on national TV on ESPN2 tomorrow at 11 a.m., and now they have COVID issues at Troy University. How in the world does this get canceled on a Friday?
I am sick. Man, I am sick. This is terrible.
This is
I mean, it's probably the right thing to do. I mean, saving a life is more important than a football game. Don't get me wrong there.
You're not really saving a life. None of these kids are.
Well, I tell you this though, you are in some cases though, and even if it's one person, it's worth it. But I cannot believe this. This close to the kickoff.
Yeah, now this is horrible that this did not get canceled before Friday, before a game.
And I will say this: we're prolonging our show a little bit today because of this information.
It said combination of COVID and injuries to a specific position group.
That must be quarterback. Do you think, Mike?
I know you got three other guys that can play quarterback.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I don't see how Troy could play the Coastal Carolina.
What about
game.
next week?
I don't think Troy's got any games left.
This just got released at 8 a.m. This is how crazy this is.
The only thing I could think of maybe if
less than 32 hours.
Louisiana Monroe bowed out and let Coastal Carolina have their spot.
Or do you not play Middle Tennessee, who's not a conference team?
Don't play Middle Tennessee. You're right.
You've already played.
But if this is just getting released on Friday, Troy won't play next week either. If they got COVID issues now, there's no way.
Boy, oh boy. Hey, you know what?
This is unprecedented.
This sounds like a win-loss type situation too, don't you?
I don't know, man. This is extremely strange to be canceled this late.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this: they made the right decision.
They must have had testing yesterday afternoon, and probably didn't come back with the results until now.
Yeah, and if you got those figures there, that's what we're gonna go with, and that's where we should go with them. Like you said, the most important thing is these young people's lives, and
he might as well just drive to the beach, man.
They need to do something. You're right, no question about it. So sorry to bring you that kind of news. I mean, we just told you that the tickets to the game were $30 a ticket, which was a bargain because so many people are not even getting into the stadium and paying huge amounts as they do. But again, this is a health problem more than anything else, I would think. a help to the people going to the game, the players themselves, the administration, players.
It could be contract tracing issues. So if 4 guys tested positive, contract tracing issues, literally you could have 20 guys that are around them that are going to be quarantined. So that's kind of the way it works. You got to have 53 scholarships in the SEC to be able to play a game. I don't know what the rules are in the Sun Belt.
Forrest, how long do they have to be in quarantine?
I think it's 14 days if they're contact tracing. Is that correct? 10 days?
Well, it's 10 to 14 days. I don't know how the Sun Belt does it.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
I would think Middle Tennessee State will be canceled as well.
You know what? We might have to shut it all down. I'll tell you, it's that bad.
Well, it's one of those things where you're definitely going to lose a couple of games that were going to be home games.
That's the thing about it. Yeah, exactly. And we were so proud to know that we had a 12-game schedule, but it doesn't look like it now. And like you said, I don't see how they could have. I would have thought the Coastal Carolina would have already headed this way. Don't you think?
I expect they're here.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy about this league. At 8 a.m., I mean, surely they let Coastal know something last night, and it didn't get released until today. The Coastal will definitely be traveling on a Friday.
Yeah.
Would they fly, or you think they'd
I
be
don't
on a
think
bus?
they'd fly. I don't think
they turned her up.
This has got to be the latest cancellation of any game this year, I would say.
Yeah.
The day before.
Well, less than 30 hours.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that it's not any that their hands are tied. The administration's hands are tied. That this is legislation, football.
Yeah,
this has something to do with rules. They got to follow, you know.
This is the first that we've known all year that Troy's had any COVID issues, and then it's all of a sudden right before a game.
That's right. And there goes Forrest Lee marking through his Troy's score. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we get excited but this is, we just got excited about talking to you about the game being 11 o'clock on ESPN2. Great exposure for our university, and now it's all in one little phone call cut down. So that's the way it's going to be, and I love them, and I love everybody involved in it. And if you got to go by the rules, and if you establish the rules, you got to stick with them.
All I can do is tell you to watch the Masters. I feel like that's about the only thing that you know is going to happen this weekend.
No question about it. And again, our apologies for getting sort of excited here right at the end, but that's the way it is. I was excited about going to the game, and I was excited about playing a big-time team like Coastal Carolina. Do you think that they'll play the game off? I've got a feeling they will not play the game off.
Only way you would play this game is in the if Coastal didn't make the championship game, but they're going to make the championship game.
Yeah.
Troy, I would think they could probably play a team on maybe the 19th, but I don't think it could be Coastal.
Yeah.
So I think Troy's going to lose this game.
Yeah. I could call Johnny Williams real quick and see what he says about it, but
Well, no, we'll just get off there. But Troy, their remaining schedule will be Middle Tennessee on the 21st. If that game's going to be played,
that'll be next weekend.
And then you got at Appalachian State on the 28th. Then you got La Monroe, which is a makeup game on the 5th, and then you got to go to South Alabama on the 12th. Troy doesn't have any dates left except if they let on the 19th. If they change the schedule up and maybe move the South Alabama game on the 19th and played Coastal on the 12th, like kind of what they're talking about having to do with the SEC with Alabama and LSU, basically move, certain dates to play different teams. That's the only way it would work. Because the Sun Belt Conference Championship game's on the 19th, but they would probably play some makeup games if they would, not be affected of who's playing for the championship.
Yeah. Well, that's all good information.
There's a chance this game could be moved up earlier, and then maybe you'd play a Middle Tennessee or South Alabama on the 19th, maybe instead.
But now again, the quarantine, the quarantine for how many days?
It's 10 to 14.
10 to 14. So they would, like you said, they wouldn't be ready next week. You know, they would have to shut down next week.
You would definitely think that's the case if it's this late in the game that this is being released.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hate.
Everybody enjoy these high school games.
Yeah, that's right, and enjoy a big game. Big game down in Brundage tonight. Pike County High playing Montgomery Academy. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. It's a good one, I promise you. And did you say Crenshaw Christian?
They play at home.
Playing at home.
Brantley plays at home, and Pike Lib travels to Bessemer.
Yeah, exactly right. It's going to be some good games. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, hey, listen, the sun will come out tomorrow. Hey, there will be a lot of fun to watch football on TV and do things with your family. Be careful.
Have a good weekend.
Be careful. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Believe you me, wear your mask. We'll see.
Our history is woven